Hi! Let's actually finish up Ace Attorney today. For real this time. Alright. Looks okay. Looks okay. Let us begin. Day 3 investigation. Okay. February 24th. 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Drake killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me! Phoenix, keep up. Lana wanted Drake convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Drake's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night of Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Drake tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Drake trial. I didn't see that one coming. Alright, let's talk about it, kiddo. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Oh, LBS why. Okay. Terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. Could be the weather. We had snow today! I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Drake. Seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Drake tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? Alright, let's talk about after the incident. I don't remember the moment when Drake stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Oh. Hiya, Soul. How you doing? Thanks for the resub. 11 whole months. Wow. That's sure a lot. Thank you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, no, visually we're okay. Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. No, what? What did you do, Soul? Hold on. Hold on. I must know. I must know. Alright, hold on. Well, I guess I'll look for it in a minute. But anyway, who's rating me? Marshy, hi! Hi, Raiders! How did your stream go? I was there for a little while. I saw the cutest little shark that you were doing. But I hope you had— Yes! Yes, I love that shark. I was there for a little while. I was just like, that is the best shark. Why do I feel like I need to— I'll just scoot it just a smidge. There we go. That's better. Yes, the good shark. Alright. Yes, I am also a fan of the shark. I'm doing alright. I had a very lazy day. It snowed a lot, and my coworkers who had to work today got the day off, so I'm glad for them. But yes, let's continue with the Soul, I will find your message, and I will react to it accordingly. Why do you have 80 degrees? Why? It's like 26 where I am. Alright, couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. Why is it supposed to snow on Saturday for you at 80 degrees? The rumors of— I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. Yeah, the weather's been weird. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Alright, let's talk about that permanent picture in your brain. What did you see in the instant the crime occurred? Drake knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Yeah? I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Yeah, just a kid. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crimes with my testimonies. And find the evidence that makes an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Drake had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's office and the questioning rooms are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me! After the Joe Drake case, for some reason I can't say Joe Drake, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Alright. We're moving. We're talking. February 24th, Detention Center. Visitor's room. Lana? Mr. Wright? It seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. Let's talk about it. A lot of revelations were uncovered in the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Yes, Firehawk. Good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I love your puns. Even if I can kind of see them coming from miles away, I still love them. I was having a wait for it moment. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial. It really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all the drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What that witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. Alright. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked on the crime scenes. Him and Gant. He was everything I aspire to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filled. Emma really idolized your big sister. But now you're the chief prosecutor. What happened? I was planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was You gained experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Yeah, let's do that. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Drake. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. We even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Thanks for the alert, Cliff. I bet he was gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Drake was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That's when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Drake. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Alright. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Drake that day. The investigation was in its final stages and Drake must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, and he fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run into the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filling some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Drake. I just now realized I've been saying it as Drake, but it's more like Dark with an E. Oh, whatever, we're calling him Drake. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma Huta had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Drake. Dark. During the struggle, it seemed Mr. Marshall struck the final blow before he died. Joe Drake had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all. Her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Drake under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But the cases were solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Yes, that one. The one from the Texas. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Drake. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live with the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Huh? Emma was assaulted by Drake at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I share. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, decide about the final SL9 murder. Yes! Yes! Moving! So, Criminal Affairs Department? February 24th, Police Station. Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The Chief of Detectives seems the same, though. Let me look around for some other people to talk to. Right. We can come back here later. Move. Alright, police department entrance. Police entrance. Hey! Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall! I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Sara, you never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Should've known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but I can't go in the evidence room today, partner. Or, you can't go in. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting the steak lunch today. Talk to me, buddy. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Oh, it disconnected again. Okay, are we alive? Yeah, we're probably just gonna hiccup until I finish. The weather's been... It's been very windy here. Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Drake's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, the question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match for the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. Gasp. Oh. OBS. OBS, please. Just live for a couple of hours, OBS. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Looks like... I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was the one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when I went down. Or when it went down. It was our first case together. Aww. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the... King of Prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day that the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Let's talk about them scars. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in the tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Alright, let's talk about them. The investigation led Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of the duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After that case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant was the new chief of police. Arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Yes. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It's all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? Certainly enlightening. One thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Okay, bye. Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. Proved in court today that the day of the crime was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. To find all the answers by tomorrow! Alright, yeah, let's just pop over here. February 24th, hi, Edgeworth's office! Mr. Edgeworth isn't here! Maybe he's being questioned by the inquiry committee? Real beating at court today! With Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. To come back later. Alright, let's examine this. Won such a prestigious award, why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than in the giant steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that. Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid. Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments. That doesn't exactly sound like a typical elementary school stuff. But he always hated receiving awards. It makes some smart remark like, I know the path I've walked! No one else needs to tell me! That's how he's always been. It gets under your skin, doesn't it? Alright, let's move again. Where are we going? Where are we going? Can I talk to you a little bit more? No. Perhaps I can present? No. Oh, okay. Back here. Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. I mean, everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks? Wow, he actually talked to us. Prosecutor saying what she did and the decision to do what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? There aren't police officers or anything. Emma, don't blow our cover! Hey, you're right! You can't go in there! It's off limits! Emma! Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Yeah, let's move. Let's go to the chief's office, and I'm gonna take a spin. Why is there an organ in here? That's just a whole freaking pipe organ. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip. Okay, ignoring the pipe organ. Whoa, where am I? Down in the sewers in Paris. The chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out the pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Thank you, Phoenix. Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Spock. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading on his desk, or in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kinda busy lately with this trial. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with the Mr. Marshall misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. Yep, and a suit of armor and the intact vase. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right about this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. I can see a couple things wrong with this picture. Against team picture added to the court record. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office... It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? Hi, Weedy, welcome back. That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Ha 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 ha. The same. We'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. Yes, there are a couple crimes afoot that we must solve. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean aside from the giant pipe organ that's in his office? You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Alright. Underground parking lot? Move. Can we... Actually, hold on. Let's present. Present to this. Talk to me about it. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside of court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. Okay, fine. Lana? Okay, fine. Don't tell me. I will do the thing. Thank you. Okay, so. And stretch. And sit. Nope. Okay. There we go. Yeah, find and keep your secrets, so I'll find them out eventually. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Oh no, you're the errand detective. Like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire. Oh. Hold on, let me see who... Yeah, right? Up, begone, bot. I mean, that is a... yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Up. Oh, yeah, they are back to paragraphs. I don't know why. Okay, let's look at that. And once it actually loads. Yes, load my activity. Oh, thank you, Weedy. Yes, thank you. Because it's still loading. Thank you for eradicating. Alright. Up. He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Alright, Gumshoe, talk to me. Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Honest Guy's the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor's responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from all those who don't like him. But now with this... Are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know than for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems like you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. It's probably one of the only friends he has. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Drake left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. You know, that one right there? Me. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon? ... forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His power of recollection never fails to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Alright, let's present the murder weapon. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knives, huh? What drive chief prosecutor's guy to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have been a grudge and begins with Mr. Edgeworth! Alright, let's try the other murder weapon then. The other knife, which we are carrying! About this. Hey, is that... It is a tag attached to it with the label of SL9 incident. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. And the muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! Talk to me, Gumshoe. Well, let's do this. Joe Drake was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just a run-of-the-mill businessman. I know it says Dark, but we're calling him Drake for consistency. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So... it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He was a were-human. Killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. Kid walked by, then, just so he killed him too. He was burying the bodies. A jogger came up to the scene and was killed as well. Finally turned himself in. So, he committed a crime, then did murders to cover up the other crimes. Gotcha. Seemed he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this was all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Drake was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that the last witness wasn't killed. That last witness... aka Emma. Gumshoe, keep up! No! This knife was Joe Drake's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he brought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. Thank you, Gumshoe. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. I guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? Probably in somebody's chest? Victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Yeah. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Drake's knife? You bet! Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Potato. Autopsy. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Switchblade added. Belonged to the murderer, Joe Dark with an E. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask the chief. You should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? where Prosecutor Neo Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked. Do we have a lockpick? I'd like to have a look around, if that's okay. ... Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there? Charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. But this ID card, it was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data's been deleted. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance getting into that office. Oh no! I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Alright. This? About that jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from when previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office, and he's yelling at me. Chief can't? Where could I have seen that before? Like here, for example? Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. You don't have any clues, keep your trap shut. Keep that in mind. Sheesh. Alright. What do... Guide time. Because we would like to, you know... Alright, moving up. Moving up. Moving up. Alright, where am I missing? Okay, we're supposed to move. So that is what we shall do. Moving on. Moving on. Alright, now what? Okay, I already went there. Okay, now we go to Edgeworth's office. Seems I did things slightly out of order. That's okay. Yes, I will. Yep, I'll do the thing. Thank you, Firehawk. Alright, back in Edgeworth's office. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! Looks like he's been writing something. What are you doing in here? You sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor! Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. Because he is a Soon. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Let's talk about things. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? They do, though! I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. There. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. Gee, I wonder why. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's why what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. Like the other case! What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Used the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seemed strange about it. Yeah, let's talk about. Let's present this. This picture was hanging on the wall in the Chief Gant's office. Yeah, look at it. Look at what the prosecutor Neil Marshall. He's just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. That thing was just hanging out on your couch. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Story time! Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Alright. Day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? Well, Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up in the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it's a piece of evidence in that case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So he came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Alright, let's talk about that trophy that's just sitting there on your couch. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. First means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? No, I have not. Me? Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. What did it... Okay. So, one for Weedy and one for Firehawk. Well, I think everybody knows I think Weedy is really great at this point. You're just a really good friend, and you always cheer me up. I like hanging out with you. You're so much fun, and I'm so glad I know you. But yeah, I think everybody knows that I think Wheaty's really neat, because he is. And Firehawk. Let's see. I don't know you as well, but I know I like you a lot. You, have a really fun sense of humor, and I care about you. And I hope your health is going okay. Because, even though I don't know you very well, I still kind of worry. I am not going to eat my Wheaties. No, then I'd be down one friend. I can't do that. Unless Wheaty made some Wheaties, and then, yeah, it'd just be this whole, cycle, but yeah. Yeah, I know you will. I know you take care of yourself, but, you're my friend too. And as somebody else has somebody who also has health issues, I getcha. Okay, me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Okay, so if it's ever an emergency, but hopefully we won't need an emergency, but I appreciate you, Wheaty. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. I am so happy you made the Excel Saga reference, Firehawk. Because I am that old. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he had claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Objection! Those 2 claims contradict each other! Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. Oh no! Oh no, Minchie Cat! And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Cool fact! Oh, so I see, the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. But we're spelling it with a K because that's, king of contradictions. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusions. Result in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. Because, yeah, that's not suspicious. That's not suspicious at all. Excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Well, okay. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. No. Everyone in the trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day of the evidence of that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Yeah, are we sure that's roast beef? Mistarred hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Let's talk about it. Joe Drake, that's the name we'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. You are just stretching and it's great. Of course they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Alright, case closed. That legendary pair was the reason why we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe Drake got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. You don't have proof of anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. Yes. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Alright. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. They really liked that CG. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? David Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Yeah? Credible evidence, you mean? You know, you're not entirely wrong. Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. That is a good idea, because some people haven't seen the end yet, even though I played this like 3 times, so I know where we're going. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. His star. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Yep, being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that kiss ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. It's totally not that the police chief is corrupt. No sirree, Bob, the barrel. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. Takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Alright, move. Affairs department. Alright! Oh, you're back! You're still here? To make 150 copies of these files. Drinking coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ! You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ! I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That's off as the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. Let's take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Can we talk? Can we present? Can we present? Alright, hold on. Guide. What do I need to do? Da-da-da, da-da-da, okay. Okay. Okay, so I guess we need to talk to Edgeworth real quick. Ah, okay. I missed a thing in Edgeworth's office. Now see, that would be very Utena of her to just turn into a car. So let's move. Let's move. Let's move. Office. Examine. Papers. Work desk is quite tidy, as one might expect. Yep. Yep. Gumshoe did it. Ah, this is what we're looking at. What's this? I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe at the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. You didn't even look. What? Letter. If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. Edgeworth, why are you divorcing us? And no one else should forgive me either. He's got a lot of feelings, even if he's very bad at expressing them. Uh-oh. I think he's serious about divorcing us. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Let's bribe Gumshoe! We'll save our marriage, Da 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 da. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective? That's it. I've made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's a good gumshoe. Alright, Chief's office, let's go. Back to the room with the entire organ in it. Here it goes, Mr. Wright. Click. See? It's just an entire pipe organ. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Children! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing, sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. You're here. Then what's the point of you giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID card crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. Oh, more compliments for Witty because apparently you're a compliments goblin. Well, that's fine. I don't mind at all because you're my friend. And if you want kind words, I'm happy to give them to you. But first I will take a sip. Besides, they're your points. You can use them however you want. But anyway, Wheaty's mini charms. Let's see. I already said that I think you're very funny, and I think you're very sweet, and that I'm glad that I met you. And let's see, what else can I add to the list? Let's see. Well, apparently you're a goblin, which is just delightful, which you kind of are a goblin. You've got a really fun sense of humor that just, for whatever reason, just clicks with me, and I really like that. Hardly ever had a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around for myself. Besides, we're all in this together now, and let's see, what else can I say? I always appreciate your recommendations for things. You'll, like, show me games that might be interesting to me, or show me little clips of things that I might find funny, which I always do. And you're just really neat. And, well, thank you for being a mod to my channel. You're a really good Wheaty. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, let's just poke everything. Like, this suit of armor. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure it is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my tax. No, Emma. You don't have any taxes to pay. You're a 16-year-old. Shh. Be careful what you might say. Who knows? Chief may be hiding in that armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy could be. Funky looking phone. No clues here. Oh, safe. This is a safe. Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered to the panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Let's check the guide for that. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. It really is just a bunch of 7s. Which is just ridiculous. Bingo! What number did you enter? Whose birthday was it, pal? 77. The final ID card ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77777? That ID card number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. I can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Alright, let's examine. What's in here? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look! It's a shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here, too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, that was just a thought. Is that it? Is that all what is in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove that it has something to do with the case, I can't just let you take them. Girl, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevance. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. Alright. Time to... Let's look at this. Present it. Oh, I can't present it yet. Pipe organ. Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor. This is an entirely different building. What does when a detective screws up? The chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. Oh no. What's the matter about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He probably wears earplugs. Never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. Let's just, slide. Window. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through the jump outside. This is the 15th floor? I know! I was just saying... Saying what? Ever since making the detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. As long as he doesn't go crashing through that window. When he gets fired. Don't say that! Shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them and washed when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left of the shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Oh. Alright. Taken on that day, the day Joe Drake ran a classroom and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gant to question Drake. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Alright. Knock. That desk on the other side of the room, was it your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at the New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one's ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah. You wouldn't be. No. No way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Alright, then let's look around a little bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let go of all that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? Oh, Gumshoe. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Alright. Present. 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 Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when it was the three of us put it back together. Ah, those were the days. That was like a day ago. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards of the SL9 had the SL9 sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found. You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. I think he had a thought, everyone. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. See if it fits. Assemble. Let's see. Go ahead, pal. Show us what it... Right, okay. Here's some glue. Uh-huh. Here goes. And now let's... Pop. Pop. And... combine. There we go. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means... Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But... Hey guys! Get a load of this! What is it? The piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood! I don't get it! Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Unstable jar updated. Okay. Alright, have we examined... You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. Ah, good idea. Thank you. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here... First, the chief wanted us to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh! Stained glass or not, it's a huge window! Now we just slide. This was on his desk. Sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? Alright, anything else? Anything else? Wow, look at the side of the Chief Gant's desk! Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the lists run twice as long as this, though. Look at all the kitty emotes! I love them! Hey, look at this case name! Huh? The SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what. No, about the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. This list is too short. Most lists, they run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case! Oh, look at all the kitties! It would appear so. Alright, evidence list. Alright. Da-da-da. Mr. Edgeworth thinks I have the list. What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. Okay. Examine. Or no. Present. Check the list. Let's do a little rotate. Oh, hello. Oh, that was the picture that she drew. I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What? Did you find something? I can't make it out. Better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? Better not forget about this picture. Okay. Let's... Okay. Slide. Alright, what am I missing here? Guide. Ah, okay. Let's do a little. Here's the cloth. Are you, okay. Do I seriously? Because I'll do it. I'll go back into the safe. Let's go. Court record. Fingerprint time. Okay, never mind. Okay. Hi, JQ. We're getting there. Duh. Yep, we are definitely getting there. How many? Okay, good. There's only like one more section left to do before we move on to the trial. But yeah, we're doing okay. I hope you are too. Okay, let's present the fingerprint. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. I'm talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Gumshoe. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's check for prints. Sprinkle powder on the cloth. Once it did, Let's get this over with. Probably the best one is here. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doop-doop-doop. Doop. Dooba-dooba-doo. Doop-doop-doop. Doop. Doop. Doop-doop. Okay, that looks pretty good, but let's just do bop. Bop. Are we close to it, guys? Fine. There we go. Yeah, let's just... Hi. Is this you? I think this is you, not you. You. Okay. No, that doesn't match. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Yeah. But it was inside the chief's safe. Right, along with the shard. Yep, okay. One that happened right here in this room, she's right. Check everyone who's in here today. Alright. Alright, hold on. That looks about right. Yep. Yeah. No, how can this be? What are Ember's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? The prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Drake's prints. Psst. Hey, you! Over here! What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me! Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Alright. Court record. Well, was I any help? You were a huge help. Of course! Your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the coat. Eek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Poor pupper. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Yep, will do, Weedy. Alright, let's do this thing. But sir! Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. You, the one with without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I know. Poor Gumshoe, I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Don't abandon the child! Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. He's off limits. But no, you just had to go and sneaking in like that, didn't you? You said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew I'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listen to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th, detention center. Lana, what did you do? I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. No use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it was that was lurking behind your words. He did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Story time, let's go. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not you that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? This man. This man right here. Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Alright, first, we've got this. I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece, and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was no other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day. I needed to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Blech. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out to Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this knife was stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. I couldn't leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right, and then I put the muffler in the muffler. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Drake's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Drake case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prove that, or prevent that, by whatever means possible. So, you hid Drake's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Drake cases. If word got out, which it would, the reports would have a field day with that. So you wrapped up the knife in your scarf and hid it, the muffler in the muffler. in Edward's exhaust pipe. Again, muffler and muffler. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was in my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking with phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke with him, he went off on an escapade all his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He's disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He'd already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So the phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Oh, we're gonna do it. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. Got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Alright, let's do this thing. Final day, trial farmer. February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's happened behind the scenes. Edgeworth! Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777 ID number is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Oh no! Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't receive a verdict yesterday is because there's still room for doubt regarding this ID card number. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Mona's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know what the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today is the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. Gasp. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. Never going to find out what Chief Gant has on her. It's now. Alright. Let's do this thing. Got 2 days worth of stuff. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. Eh? But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Morning, folks! How's everybody doing? Hey, Audrey, you been back at the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. You don't mind me asking, Chief. Exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Yeah, you better object. You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim doesn't change the defendant's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but I have sufficiently proven the case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you would please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Ah! Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial. Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening! Appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. One moment, Your Honor. Thank you, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth! The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye, because yeah, where's Emma? I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. Stay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy? You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Oh, there she is. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Drake at the Joe Drake killings. Yes, I know it's still dark, but we're being consistent here. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember the trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. 2 years ago. I was waiting for my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. Don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? Oh, meowner. That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. He probably learned it from you, Phoenix. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. 2 years ago. Alright. We're gonna press everything.
Who is raiding me?
Ah, hi, Liv! Thank you for the raid! Oh, I forgot to shout out Marshy. I should do that. Thank you very much. But yes, if you haven't, please follow Liv. She's awesome. Alright. So we're just gonna press everything. Press this. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes. She was second command under the deputy chief of police Gant. My sister. She was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Yeah, we're gonna just press all the things. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she'd finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. Press that. A man? Yes, Joe Drake. He was a serial killer. Joe Drake brought in for questioning that day, the day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Drake proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. And then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Drake's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Drake. When Drake grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Oh, right, let's press that. Okay, good idea. Saving. Oh yeah, I forgot to save during the... Whoops. Can you tell us about that? Thank you, Wadey. Mr. Marshall jumped on Drake, and then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman. Victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture, the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list about was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Because it's on the back of... Witness, would you mind if we added this to the statement this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene, but it seems to have been lost, so let's present... evidence list. Because, yeah, it should just be... And then we'll flip it. We'll flip it. Yep, there it is. So we'll exit. And so now we'll present it. There we go. Mr. Edgeworth? This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey! That's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutors in charge should have had that access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case ever reached you. What? What? Order, order. Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head! The evidence in the list was torn in half. Then there might be more to this drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, it's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Oh no! Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. It's the Blue Badger. That thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. The Blue Badger sees all. Clearly, this is an act of vandalism. It is the work of the chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Alright, restored and updated okay. Very well. Witness. You please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago. Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. No, they never look at the back. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were the shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Never change, Fire Rock. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image into your mind. To that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. It clearly shows Joe Drake about to murder the prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, actually remembering to save at the beginning of the testimony, unlike last time. Thank you, Weedy. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright. And I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Drake had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. Hi, Theodore. How you doing? Good to see you. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, I must have fainted. Let's press that a little bit. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. A flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. I'm glad you're doing good. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Let's press that. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. Better watch out or you might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright? Is there something that's bothering you about this picture? I think the answer is the Blue Badger, but let me double check that. Okay. Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here... Yeah, because... Well... I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright? Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? I want to say it's his chest, but let me double check that. Oh yeah, the broken knife. The knife was already broken, but he's still alive. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. Hey, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Drake was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of that knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up in there. That's right. But what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. Children, I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're trending on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Order, order! More order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Drake along with Damon Gann. During his questioning, Joe Drake fled the room. Or dark, but we're going with Drake. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him, and was killed by Drake. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Drake's? Could there have been one? There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife, so please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken into pieces. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. I want to say it's the trophy. We're gonna just go with it! If anything's broken here. You. Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. Okay. So let me just look at this real quick. There's another one. Okay. Yeah, okay, I had the right idea, just the wrong piece of evidence. So it was this that I need to show. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past. Right there, inside this picture. See, I was trying to be like, see, it doesn't have the pointy thing anymore. But they didn't take that. Right here, it's in this picture. This picture of the award ceremony. Ah! Oh no! OBS, not again! You can do it, OBS! There's just a little bit left to do! What is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon! Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. It would not surprise me if the weather's been messing with OBS. That's a broken knife! As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Drake's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Pain Pecco. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Drake, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murder weapon in the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have to have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! But the prosecutor was the one that actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it! Wait! I remember now! I remember everything! Witness? Mr. Edgeworth? What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? This list? One with that picture scribbled on the back? The Blue Badger sees all. I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time. I drew this picture. Blue Badger sees all. All this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Guy? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the Blue Badger? This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked. I rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible! The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him yet, until this year! Would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop! Please, don't pursue this any further! Lana! What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defense chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky? We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! Defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Only getting to the core of the matter. Alright, recollection time. When I saw the man raise his knife, panicked and rushed towards him, both of them, press that. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? Who was about to stab Mr. Marshall? She seems convinced that Drake was the one holding the knife. But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Drake guy knocked me down, all I could think of was, I've got to help that other person. I think I'd knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Sky was almost killed before she witnessed to a murder taking place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. Let's talk about that. Hi, Zen! Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who brought up this hideous beast. Hugs for you too. And that was just this year. Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him somewhere before. Blue Badger sees all! Now I finally remember. Oh, brother, just when you thought this thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room. I'm sure I saw a shadow. I know, right? His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face? With its winning smile and all? Oh, look at a little handprint on his cheek! That's right, I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. Oh, OBS. I'm just blaming this on the weather. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? Please tell us what the shadow really is. What was it? What she saw? Who was this Blue Badger really? I just might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright. In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is the thing that she saw? Please show us. We're pretty sure it's this. The mysterious Blue Badger was a fact. But that's... what is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. Right, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain old jar. However, if we changed our viewpoint... Our viewpoint? I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this. Alright. Let's do this thing. Bop, 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 bop. Do, 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 do. This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger. Alright, alright. Correct angle. Ugh. Fine. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, doop, doop. Doop. No! I keep pressing the wrong button. I keep pressing S when I mean to rotate thing. Alright, oh, okay, that's the stupid angle we need to... Okay. Fine. Fine. That is oddly specific, but okay, thank you, guide. Oh, get back over there. Yeah. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doopa doop. Doopa doopa doop. Doop, doop. Doopa doop. Bop, bop, bop. And so it's like this. Is that guide? Is that... Okay. Wait, no. Doopa doop. So we want the blood stains. Alright, Mer. Doot. 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 Alright, hold on, let me double check this. That looks semi-correct. Let's try this. Still? Honestly. Very picky about the angle. Oh my goodness. Fine. Doop. Doot. 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 We're rotating. We're rotating. Must rotate base accordingly because apparently the game is very picky about this. Like, very picky. Like, ridiculously picky. Rotate. Let's check the guide. Okay. Doop. Doop. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Turn it around. Turn it like that. And turn it like this. I will be so very happy when we're done with this. This is one of the other reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of this case, is it introduces a lot of funky mechanics that are very specific. Oi. Oi. Free me from this prison! Okay. Let me double check things. Alright, so we want the blood facing that way. Okay. Okay. So we want to flip and turn and flip and turn and turn and turn and turn. By all means, if you need to mute the music by this point, I do not blame you. As I try to get to the particulars. Okay, so we want to look sort of like this, but we wanna okay. And then we wanna why? Yep, this is fine. This is just fine. Freaking angles. Is this close enough to correct? Please, guide. I would like to move on with my life and maybe get some dinner. So, like, please? Can we call this okay? Are we good? Ah! Fine. Yes, no, I know. I know. I do, I swear. So we wanna... But yeah, now you understand why I'm not the biggest fan of this particularly. Alright, so we're gonna flip. We're gonna flip. We're gonna bring you down. And we're gonna flip. We're gonna... I know, it has to be exact, and I'm not very good at that. Okay. Okay. So we got Are we happy now, guide? Are we happy? Do I need to okay. Wait. Are we happy? No. Are we happy with this? Does this look like what the guide says? Yeah? Okay, I think... Ah, why is it not right? Cries in a corner. Alright. I have... Ugh. Why? Why must you be so specific? Let me have this game. Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Doop-doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop. Doop-doop. Oh, they have to be even. Okay, so we'll flip it like this. Doop. Boop. 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 No, you can't see this. Okay. Does this look correct, guide? No, not quite. It's a little too high. So, okay. Doop. Doop. I'm not very... As you can see, I'm not the best. Alright, hold on. We're gonna get this. I will slowly drive my audience insane, but we will get this. Okay, that's too high. It's like, I know the shape we're going for, but... No. Yoop. Okay. It's too high. Is this close? Guide, please help me. Which is just like, how do I... Like, why? Why is it so specific? Why must you do this? There's a reason why I hate this case. And this is it. Okay. Alright. Believe me, chat, I would also like to escape from this hell. Just even out. Just a little bit. Please. For the sake of everyone's sanity. Everyone's. Yes, I will do the things. Okay. Alright. Is this it? Why? Why won't you let me have this? Okay, why? Why won't they let me have this? Doop. Yes, this game demands perfection from somebody who cannot give it. Doop. Seriously, why? Oh, the stream broke. Of course, it reconnected because, you know, we couldn't just... Doop. Just let me have it. Please. Okay. Is this... Yeah, see, even OBS is just done with this puzzle. Am I close enough to it? No. Nope. Is that it? No.
Can I escape this cell?
Ah, why is it not right? Alright. You know what? I'm saving. I'm gonna take a small break and eat dinner. So we're gonna take we will finish this tonight. But I'm I'm gonna take a small break to eat something before I attempt this again. Yes, Hazel's in charge for a second. Cause no, if nothing else, I want to get through. I want to get through this, and at least get through the because there's one more day after this, and it might be long too. So I might not finish it again. Ugh. Yep, we'll do this one. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if we can do this in, let's say, 5 more times? If nothing else, I want to get through the day I'm on. And I hate to say, I'll do it a third time, but potentially it'll take another stream to finish. Arg. Anyway, back to this. Yeah. But yes, thank you, Edie. Hello, Hazel. Yes, okay. Okay. Flip. And turn. And down. Is this good? Why? Hazel. Flip. And flip. Flip. Turn. That's probably a little too high. Like this? That's it. I'm renaming this episode Blue Badger Hell. Flip. Do it round rotation. Rotate. It's too high. That's about as even as I can get it. Let's see if that's okay. Alright, no, if nothing else, we're gonna get this. Doing my best. That's completely wrong. That was just me pressing S. Alright, yeah, I know. Game, can't you just take pity on me? I have terrible depth perception. Is this accurate? No. Or is it? Does this not look like the Blue Badger to you? Hi, Irie. Welcome to this hell. Hugs for you too. I need them. Rage. Okay. Bleh. 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 Nope, that was just me giving up. Shoop. Shoop-a-doop-a-doop. Doop-doop, boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop, boop-a. Angles suck. Okay, that's a little too high. So let's boop, bring it down a smidge. Like here? Is this? Are we happy with this? Why? Why, game? Why? If nothing else, we're getting through this. I thought I could finish, but that was hubris. That was just hubris. Boop, boop, boop. There? No, I think that's a little too low. Right there? Ugh. So, the Badger is, the police mascot that was, in canon, created just this year in-game. And now we're saying we're trying to get it to look like this lovely individual. Because our witness here is sure that she saw the Blue Badger in the crime scene of 2 years ago. But that's not possible, because the cute little guy was created very recently. So we're trying to angle this stupid vase to look like this guy. I've got a guide that shows me what it's supposed to look like. But this game is being very picky about it looking like the Blue Badger. Alright. Okay. It's very particular, and it is driving me slowly but surely insane. But you know what? We're trying here. Is this it? Can we leave now? I know, right? But it's been a lot of this. I know. Believe me, I know. I'm just bad at this. I would really rather not. Go to the internet and see somebody else do this exact same thing. I really would rather not do that. But you know what? I could just be desperate enough. Oh my god, we got there! Thank you, Lip, for threatening it. I think that did the trick. Well, is this a miracle or what? That was awful. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. Doop-a-doop. No, it can't be. Order, order. The defense has proven its claim. After many attempts. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar, though it doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know what the witness saw of the jar? I'm pretty sure it's not the murder weapon, but let me check my, okay. Okay, so it doesn't actually matter what I choose. So we're gonna say the murder weapon. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing where she could have seen... Well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. Right there. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gann. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and that's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Drake and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office. Hi, baby. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? We're gonna pretend like we do. I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? Would have to have been the impact the man made when he knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? A suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, It would have to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility?
Oh, OBS, why are you doing this to me?
Okay, are we back? Okay. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright? What's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, and the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yeah. Yeah. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! And she fainted. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky. Given the circumstances, Joe Drake murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin this crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. You recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. You hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations. I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. You certainly can't get dead people to testify. Yet. This has all been a wild... OBS, why? This is... Okay. At least it reconnects after a minute. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim left us a message. For better or worse, Neil Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Yeah. Oof. This is very oof. Let's think back to the court record. It's there in the evidence. Already in our prison. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister is a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence. Okay, so it's this frickin' jar again. This is the message left by this deceased. This is that Blue Badger from before, right? Oh, he's going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar! Message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? You look closely. There's blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must be seeped into the jar where the lines changed direction. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. The victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim could have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. We hate this. Oh, we hate this. We really do. Yes, this is the jar again, everyone. Everyone's favorite. Yep. What do you think? I came up with this message. Yes. But I feel like I'm teaching handwriting to a student who's all— Oh, no! Alright, hold on. We're saving. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to write Emma's name. I think you should make him write it. I won't do it again 100 times. I never was so much good. I'll just check the court record. No. So I'm sure that's what the— Alright, hold on. Okay, they didn't like my handwriting. So fine. Fine. We'll connect the dots more nicely. We'll connect the dots more nicely. Fine, fine. We're gonna get picky about this again? We're gonna get picky about this again. So we're gonna do this. Did I? Oh, maybe that M is... Is that what you want? Okay, are you happy with this game? Yes, okay, finally. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma? So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the only one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. See, Worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Oh, we'll come after you next time, my guy. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Drake was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. But Joe Drake really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death? It's no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Gasp. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. Rebel! No, this is Guy. They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there, like it wasn't his fault? Order, order, order! Order! And now there is chaos in the courtroom. Gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Okay, that's where we're calling it. Oh my god, that Blue Badger Puzzel was just... We have one more trial, one more day, we'll do one more stream, and then we'll finally get it. But, for now... Oh my goodness, that... Yeah, we're saving. That took forever. Thank you all for being patient as angles. Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, about a half an hour was me trying to get that freaking, Blue Badger puzzle correct. There's a reason why I don't like this case that we're on. It's long and involved and very finicky. But yeah, wow, okay, that was a lot longer than I expected it to be. But yeah, next time, third time's a charm. Yes. Thank you, Liv. That is, yes. You are correct. But yeah, we'll finish it up next time. Because, oof. Let's see where I can send y'all. Yeah, thank you all for joining me on that time we just had. I appreciate you all. Let's see. I'll do... Let's go to Songbird. She is, doing just chatting right now. But she's also playing Phoenix, right? I don't know if she's farther than me at this point, but we'll see what happens. Well, thank you all for joining me, but we'll do one of the raids that I wanted to do, before. which is Phoenix from the future says hi. Yeah, you too. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. But yeah, let's get that raid started. Alright, I'm gonna send you off now. Have a good evening.